Hi there, this is Jen, and thank you so much for joining me today. Today, I, as well as the other design team members for 7 Kids Craft Store, will be sharing lots of inspiration for the brand new release for October. And the new release is a Christmas themed. So we've got snowmen and fairies, and we've got some Christmas kids, just some adorable stamp sets. And I'm going to go over all of the stamp sets that are being released. So you have the Christmas Kids, which if you purchased the ice cream parlor set in July, the Christmas Kids will coordinate perfectly with that. I love that they have a little girl that's turned so that you can make her look like she's putting ornaments on the tree. And then this one right here is called Frosty Fairies. This one's probably one of my favorites because that snowman right there, he's just so adorable. And there's little snow balls, and then you've got a little bunny and a little squirrel. And this one's called Santa's Helpers. And it's cool because you have in the Frosty Fairies set a girl that's facing like she's doing something, so you can kind of mix and match the stamp sets. And then the stamps that I'm going to be working with this month are these 3 little fairies. And so this is called the Gift of Joy. And then there's the Gift of Peace. And then last, there is the Gift of Love. So these are super cute, and I wanted to fit them all on one card, so I decided to go ahead and make a slimline card, but I wanted a side fold card. So what I did was I took a die from my stash that's 8 1/4 by 3 1/4, and it has kind of that stitched line, and I made 2 panels. Those will go on the inside of the card, and then I took 2 more pieces of cardstock and just cut these with my paper trimmer. This is going to be the top of the card, and that's 9 by 3 1/2. So I am going to score this piece. And then the bottom portion of the card is going to be 8 1/2 by 3 1/2. Now once I had this all together, I did trim it down slightly because there was a little more room than I wanted around the inside panels. And so I'm taking the bigger piece, so this is the top piece of the card, and I'm scoring it 1/2 an inch from the left-hand side. So that's going to be my fold over. So once I assemble that, I will put a piece of adhesive and fold that over the back panel. And I guess this would be considered a side fold, a slimline card, but I like to think of it as a storybook card because it opens like a book, and usually it's because there's so much room. It's almost like you're telling a story in your card. So I thought I'd go ahead and do the ink blending first, and so I am taking that top panel and I'm blending the Distress Oxides of a tumbled glass first on the bottom. That's the lightest color. And then in the middle, I'll come in with the broken china. And then on the top is going to be the faded jeans. And because I was using my blending brushes, I had to work a little harder to get the colors to blend. I actually should have used one of the blending tools, just because the blending tools are going to give you a little bit of a darker color compared to the blending brushes. The blending brushes, at least the ones I have, are more for a softer look, and what I needed here was a heavier look. And so when I did the inside panels, I did actually use my blending tools instead of the brushes. But when I'm blending, I am trying to go back over the previous color with the other colors that I have used, just to make the blend between the lines a little bit better. And I am using a hammer mill paper for this. And then once I'm done with the ink blending, I'm going to go ahead and grab one of my favorite products, which is the Dina Wakley White Gloss Spray. And I will use some of the Shimmer Spray as well, just to give it a little bit of shine. And then I went ahead and I did the 2 inside panels. And so the only difference with the inside panels is I did not put the faded jeans on top, but I will color the inside of the card. I'll show you here in a minute with the faded jeans. And so here I am. I've just scored that that 1/2 inch fold, and I am putting a piece of double-sided adhesive. Excuse me. And then I'm going to take that back panel, which I haven't colored at all, and I'm going to fold that 1/2 inch fold right over the back panel so it adheres the front and the back panel together. And I do trim off a little bit. It wasn't perfectly even, so I did trim off a little bit from this panel. And here I'm showing, this is where I take the faded jeans and do the outside of that inside of the card. And then I'll take my liquid adhesive and adhere those two inside panels, which I've also splattered with some of the White Dana Wakley gloss spray. And I've already colored up my images, so I took the stars from the Santa's Helper set and then the 3 little fairies. And I'm also using this cloud die, which is a Trinity Stamps cloud die. It's a Slimline die. And I'll go ahead and adhere all of my pieces. And so I did most of the die cut images. I adhered with my tape runner just because I didn't want to add any more glue, because I already had so much glue on the card and I didn't want it to warp. The paper that I'm using, the hammer mill, it's 110-pound paper. It doesn't feel like 110-pound paper, so it is actually it feels a little bit lighter. And I've just adhered all of my little angels on the inside, and so that will be the inside of my card. And then I'm going to move to the outside of my card. And I found this die in my stash, and it says wishing, and I've taken a piece of glitter paper and die cut that out. And then I have this hand punch that has little stars, and so I'm using the stars to act as the dots in the 2 eyes for the word wishing. And then I have another hand punch that's going to punch out some tiny little circles, which I'm just going to embellish the front of the card with. And I'm using my glitter glue to adhere all those little sparkly snowflakes onto the front of the card. And then I also add the word you. It is super tiny, so you might not be able to see it if you're not really looking for it, but below the word wishing, I did white heat emboss the word you, so it's going to say wishing you on the outside, and then on the inside it will have the sentiment for each of those fairies, which is, so it'll be wishing you the gift of joy, the gift of peace, and the gift of love. And I almost forgot to mention that there is a giveaway. So if you're interested in being entered in the giveaway, please go ahead and leave a comment below on my channel, as well as the other video designers' channels, which will be linked below. All the information regarding the giveaway will be in the description. So don't forget to check that out. I'm really loving this side fold card, and I think the side fold would work perfectly as well with that kind of new slimline size, which I think they're calling it a number 6, where it's about 3/4 of the size of a standard slimline card, which I think that I would like more than the regular slimline. I have trouble filling a full-size slimline up, and so I think I'm going to experiment with that other size. But I hope you liked this video. If you did like it or find it informative, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out the other video designers' cards. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll catch you next time.